Hello and welcome back to the Commonsenseless Podcast, episode 11. Zach,
Yes.
how are you?
Good, man. How's it feel to be back in work?
Oh, back in work, back to the grind, back to real life. Reality slapped me in the face big time.
Man, it's good, that you've literally just come straight from work and now we're doing the podcast together.
It's good.
I'm surprised, man. That is graft.
Yeah, it is. It's good. But I finished work early today. So I left work at, say, 4 o'clock. It's now 5:15, Friday night, 3rd of July. We're rolling.
Sick, man.
Oh, do you know what? Sorry to interrupt you, but do you know what? I read an article the other day or something. I don't know if I told you, but it says that all new podcasts, when they start, they normally get up to episode 7 and then they just fall off a cliff and don't record another one. And we just hit 11, baby.
Boom. Easy work, man, because we're doing it consistently. One a week. Boom, boom, boom. It's easy, isn't it?
When was the last one?
Monday. We're doing it at least once a week.
Yeah.
Because, man, you know what I think the problem is with other podcasts, and the same goes with when people work out or when they start a new diet or anything like that. They get all excited and then they try and do too much too soon, and then they get overwhelmed and think, you know what, I won't be able to stick to this. Whereas me and you, we thought, you know what, we'll do one a week, and as long as we stick to one a week, we'll just do it consistently, and that's what we've been doing. And we fucking smashed the 7 mark, kids.
We have. But to be honest, if you weren't so busy with your work because I had nothing to do,
we would have
I'd be like, let's do another one every single day.
Man, we'd probably be on episode 100 right now. We'd be catching up to Rogan's podcast.
Yeah, we'd be on episode 100 and just sat here like, there's nothing to talk about. You drinking your green tea, me drinking my water.
Go on, so how was work then?
Yeah, it was good, but I tell you something the night before. So I started back at work on Wednesday. So I thought, right, I'm going to get in bed early. My sleeping pattern, it's not been too bad up until about 2 weeks ago. So I thought, I'm going to get in bed early-ish. So I think I got in bed at 10 o'clock, 10:30. Turned telly off. Next minute, 12:30, I'm still lying there, not been to sleep. And I'm thinking, shit, this is bad, this. Then I got up because I thought I'm too hot and the fan was downstairs. So I got up, when I got the fan downstairs, set it up, and then I lay there for another 45 minutes. I thought, no, I'm freezing now, so I'll turn the fan off. Then I get up again, I needed a piss, and I looked at my phone, it was like 2 o'clock or 2:30, still not been to sleep, and my alarm's set for 5:30. Was it 5:30? Yeah, my alarm's set for 5:30, and I've still not been to sleep yet. So I just lay there, and at this point, the blinds were open a little bit, and I was looking outside. And I was just looking outside, just staring into space, thinking, why am I not going to sleep? But I think it was just playing on my mind that I'm back and up, I'm up for work in the morning. So I think I probably looked at my phone the last time, 2:30-ish. And then I just laid there and said, I can't look at my phone. And then my alarm went off at 5:30, and I probably had 2 hours good, consistent kip. At this point. And I had this battle with myself. I was like, right, get up. And then the other side was like, no, don't get up. Just have some sleep because you've not had any sleep. And I was like, but why are you going to try and get sleep now when you've had all night? And I'm just having this big back and forth. And then I just jumped up. You saw, was that when I sent you the videos?
Was that the day that you sent me the video?
Yeah, that was the day. I just jumped up, I had a pre-workout in the other room waiting for me, and I just put it in, slurped the pre-workout, got my running stuff on, and I just set off running. And then got home, had some breakfast, drove to work, felt funky fresh, did a day's graph, come home, felt good.
So was this the first day back? Was that what that was?
Yeah, Wednesday, the first day back.
So what was your sleep last night like? Did you sleep like a baby straight away?
I slept. Wait, no, this was Wednesday night.
Yeah.
Oh, no, this would have been Tuesday night.
Okay, so how was the rest of the night?
So this would have been Tuesday night, and then I got into bed the day after, which would have been Wednesday night after my first day's work. Probably, I was falling asleep on the couch at 8:30, so I thought I'm just going to get into bed. Got in bed at 9 o'clock, probably sleep by 9:30, slept straight through till 5:30, jumped up again, went straight for a run. And then last night, went bed about 11, set my alarm for 7, 7:30, got up, had some breakfast, went to work.
And it's completely normal now.
I was completely normal after the first day.
Well, man, I just want to give someone, the people listening right now, some context as to what you look like that day, because a screenshot of it. Get me that Snapchat. Can you see my screen?
Rise and grind.
It was so sick when you showed me that video, because I feel like I went through your whole morning with you. You know what I mean? Because you did it perfectly. Like, you showed me, as soon as you got up, you took a picture. You jogging, so I felt like I was jogging with you. It was sick, man. And then you showed me, like, did you show me driving to work or driving back from work?
Can't remember.
You took me through your whole day. It was cool, man. We should do something like that for the podcast.
That's why the internet's so powerful, isn't it? Because you can feel so connected to people without being anywhere near them. Someone can be across the other side of the world and you can feel really connected to them. It's mad, isn't it?
Mad. Whereas back in the day, like with our parents and stuff like that, like how did they communicate with each other? Like, you know, like mates from school.
String and cups.
Yeah, it's mad. Like, you know, mates from school, like back in the day, how would you stay in touch with them? You wouldn't, unless you like randomly bumped into them. Or you
like
took out one of those.
Us back in the day.
No, like our parents
back
in the day.
Yeah, you're right.
Whereas now, if one of our mates like moves somewhere, it's like they're a phone call away or just like a plane ride away. It's not a big deal anymore.
Or FaceTime or Skype or Zoom. It's
exactly.
So easy, isn't it?
Or like Zoom, like what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
Just our little podcast.
It's powerful, but that's why vlogs do good, I think. Like when celebrities do vlogs and like people get attached to people, don't they? Like that Logan Paul, I think he's one of the biggest YouTubers, isn't he?
Oh shit, yeah.
He does like, I think he does 4 or 5 videos a week, but they're all short videos, maybe 5-10 minutes long, and he puts them up, but he gets like 5 million views or something. In fact, it might be more than that.
I don't really follow Logan Paul in that, but he's the one that had a boxing match with
KSI.
KSI, isn't he?
Yeah.
What happened in that second fight? The first one was a draw, and the second one, did KSI knock him out, or did he finish? Or was it decision?
No, KSI beat him by decision, but Logan Paul knocked him down.
Oh shit!
Yeah. I think that's what happened anyway.
Because he's a good fighter, Logan Paul. I've heard he wrestled back in the day in school, or he is a wrestler.
He's a bit of a beast, and he's built like a brick shithouse, isn't he?
Yeah, he is, man. He wants to come to the UFC, fight CM Punk.
Why don't you call a YouTuber out, Zach?
Man, my left arm would pop out as soon as I threw my first punch. You should call out one of the heavyweights in the UFC.
Fuck that. No, I'm a lover, not a fighter, Zach.
Well, next time we see each other, we're wrestling, okay? And you'll see how much I've improved with my slick submissions now.
How have you improved? What have you been practicing?
I've been watching YouTube videos, you know what I'm saying? Getting that rear naked choke ready.
Yeah. You won't get it on me now.
You know what makes me laugh?
I'll just grind you, take you into deep water, and I'll just drown you.
You know what makes me laugh? You 1,000%.
This is you after 30 seconds.
How bad was my fucking audio in the last podcast? I'm never doing that again.
This is us last podcast. Yeah.
Oh, I'm never doing that again, man.
I'm looking at all podcasts like that.
I need one of those ones that comes down like off the wall. What was I going to say to you though? You know what makes me laugh? How the first time we started rolling with each other, when you didn't really watch UFC and that, and I only knew stuff from watching the UFC, so I'd put you in a guillotine and stuff, and you wouldn't know what was happening. You'd always leave your neck like visible, so I'd always go for it, and you didn't know what was going on. And then the next time we started rolling with each other, all of a sudden you knew how to block it all, so you had definitely gone on YouTube and learned how to like defend submissions. And
no, it's obvious. Obvious.
Did you not go on YouTube and do any of that stuff?
No, not one bit. I swear to God, think about it, right? If you're only going to go for my neck, then I'm only going to protect my neck.
That's my go-to move, man. Like, I don't know any other submissions. I know rear naked choke and guillotine.
Oh, I've got a funny story for you.
Go on.
So, when we were a bit younger, we used to go to this gym called Powerbeck, and it's like a bodybuilding gym.
Yeah.
But in the back, there's like an MMA bit. So all these MMA fighters are always roaming about the gym and training the gym. Anyway, this one day I had off work, so me and Luke ended up going to the gym. We had a workout and everything, and then we saw all the fighters leave, so they'd finished their session. So we thought, we'll go and get on the mats and just like finish our workout and have a bit of cardio, right?
Yeah.
So we started off and we were just trying to get each other down. And then we ended up in this position, Zach, you'll laugh your head off. We both had each other in an headlock. right? And we was just squeezing each other, and we both had each other on an headlock, and we was both on the floor. And then, like, I looked behind me like that, and all these MMA lads are like stood there watching us, like, you absolute gimps, what are you doing?
Oh man, that is
So
fucking funny.
But then another time in this gym, you'll laugh at this. So
Go
there's
on.
just absolute beef heads everywhere, just
Yeah.
raw to death. They've got Trap City, they're just massive. So same again. Me and Luke, we did a workout and we're finishing off with some abs. And do you know if someone lies down on a bench and then someone pushes the legs?
Yeah.
So me and Luke were doing
Okay,
that.
so it does the abs, yeah.
Me and Luke were doing that. So I'm laid down on this bench, and Luke stood over me. Literally, I can't remember. One of us was laid down on the bench, and one of us stood over us. But the one that was stood over the other person, the balls were literally hanging over the face. That's how far in front of the face it was. And they were pushing. And this guy come past, he went, "You having fun there, lads? Fucking butt munchers."
Well, was that the same day?
No, that was in the same gym though. Jesus.
You two literally must look like a couple. You must look like a fucking couple.
I've got one more gym story for you.
Oh, God.
And this was in the same gym.
With Luke again?
No, I was on my own this time. I shouldn't have been on my own for what happened. I wish I were on my own. So I walked in and I see these lads, they're doing chest. They're on incline chest. And they've got, I think they had like 40 on either side. And I used to do 20 on either side. And I thought, I can do 20 on either side and they can do 40 on either side. I can easily get 40 on either side and do it. So I went over, they'd finished, I went over, and I just left the 40 on because they never took the 40 off. So I had a quick look around, I was like, oh, right, come on. So I leaned back, pushed up, come down, and I couldn't get it back up. It was stuck to my chest like glue.
Oh, no.
And I couldn't get it back up, and I had to slide it from my head like this and roll it all the way down my body, literally down my body, on my legs, and drop it on floor. And when I dropped it on floor, I thought, because they held it on my chest for a little bit first, and I thought someone's going to come over and help me in a minute. And no one turned up. I would just fucking lay there. But when I tried to get it back up at first, it was on my neck, and I thought, fucking hell, I'm going to die here. But then I ended up rolling it off and dropping it on the floor. Nobody saw me.
No one saw?
Nobody saw me.
Are you sure someone wasn't just peeking at you, laughing heads off?
No, it was only a dead small gym and it weren't very busy, and I looked around and nobody saw me. But he had a canteen round the back, and I think they were peeking in the canteen.
If someone did see that, you would have looked like such a fucking beginner in the gym. Like, you know, when you see those YouTube videos and you see people working out and they're like fucking running on a running machine backwards or something, like weird shit. That's probably what you look like with the bench press.
Yeah, it weren't good, that. Like, and I didn't realise how heavy it was, and I just picked it up and dropped it on my chest. I thought, oh shit, I'm fucked here, I'm stuck.
Man, you know what makes me laugh about stuff like that? Stories like that. In the moment, they're fucking horrible. Like, they're embarrassing. But then it's a good, funny story to tell that you can just tell over and over. Like, I remember when I'd heard about this YouTube video from Elliot Hulse, and he basically talked about how when you scream and pump your chest and just scream as loud as you I've told this before, when you scream as loud as you can like a gorilla, it lets out like loads of pent up emotions, loads of stress, loads of that pent up energy. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna have a fucking go of that. It looked fucking weird. Like, if anyone's ever seen Elliot Hulse do it, he goes in a dark room and screams like a fucking psycho, punching the walls, just going crazy. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna do that, but I'm gonna have to do it at a time when there's no one around. So back in the day, I took my dog Scruffy for a walk, the one walk a year that I give the dog, and I took her to the park, and it was like 7:00, and it was a summer's night, and it was just a beautiful night, but everyone was inside the house. The park was empty. So I think to myself, fucking hell, this is the perfect time to do it. Looking around the park, there's no one around me. Look around again, double check, there's no one around me. I'm like, Scruffy, what do you think? And he looks up at me and he's got his tongue out like this. And he winks at me. You know when dogs like wink?
Yeah.
So I take it as a sign, like, this is the time to fucking do it. This is perfect. So I look around one more time, like, you know what? Fuck it. And I start screaming as loud as I can, pumping my chest. And then I look to my fucking left, and there's a woman that's just swiveled round on her ankle and dashed in the opposite direction. And I was
She
stood
ran
there.
off.
She fucking ran away, man. She
Oh
fucking ran.
my
She was
God.
coming towards me. She turned on a heel and sprinted like a fucking Olympic 100-meter runner. And I was there, like, with my fist in my mouth. It was
I'm not
fucking
surprised. I bet she thought, what's
oh,
he doing? So you were just stood
that's
there going,
the thing, innit?
ah,
Yeah,
screaming.
man.
And then,
Yeah, and I felt worse after it than when I'd done it, so I've not done it again
yeah,
since.
because you scared the living daylights out of her. But what
And
did
she
you
must have
think?
thought I was a fucking psycho.
I'm not surprised, but what did you think when you stopped and you thought, oh, I've done it? And then you looked to your left or you looked to your right and she stood there looking at you going,
Man, that's the worst part. I was only halfway through, so I hadn't even properly started. And then I look while I'm mid-scream and she's fucking there. And she kind of looks at me for a second, turns on here, and then just fucking goes in the opposite direction.
so she started sprinting.
Oh, it was horrible, man. Yeah. She went from a walk to a jog to a sprint.
Bet
And
she
then I
called
was...
police.
You know when you're embarrassed and you need to talk to someone about to like let out that cringe. No one was answering their fucking phones.
Nightmare that. But what benefits does it give you anyway to do that?
I mean,
Stress
Elliot
relief.
Holmes, I don't know. I've heard mixed reviews about it. Some people say it's really good. Like it lets out it lowers your cortisol level. Your cortisol level is like your stress hormone. So when you do that, it like releases loads of cortisol and you feel. I don't know what the fuck it does.
But you're the most
look like a fucking weirdo.
You're the most de-stressed person I've ever met in my life.
I know, but I like
ever stresses you.
I like trying out different stuff. You know what I mean? I think it's good to try out different stuff. Like meditation, you should start doing meditation, man. It's so fucking good.
I know, but I don't get it.
I mean, meditation could just be something as simple as focusing on your breath for 30 seconds, just breathing in and out for 30 seconds, and then that's meditation.
And is that the best place to start by just meditating, doing that?
I mean, apparently, like, it's scientifically proven that it releases it. Like, you know, when people are stressed or they're anxious or whatever, it lowers your cortisol levels. Like, that's the stress hormone that makes you feel, like, all anxious and shit. And it just makes you feel more relaxed. And also, when you go about your day in that, and you're just more aware of certain things that you maybe can take for granted when you don't do it. That's what I've noticed anyway.
I'll have to give it a try because you do it every day, don't you?
20 minutes every morning, man.
Go
on.
Go on.
I was going to say, what's your morning routine like now? Now that you're back in work? Like, do you just get up, brush your teeth, and then straight to work? Or do you have, like, a specific routine where you go for a jog and it just sets you up for the rest of the day?
Yeah, so because the gyms are not open yet, I'm just going to get up. Well, the first 2 days I went for a run, come back, had my breakfast. But today I didn't. I just got up, had my breakfast and went. But do you know what? I never have breakfast before work. I normally just have a protein shake when I get to work. So it's been nice. I went for my run, come in. I did some porridge with a bit of honey in, did some scrambled egg, had some coconut water, pint of water, and I just had my breakfast watching a little YouTube video. Jumped in the shower, freshened up, and off I went. Because I don't normally have the time in the morning to do that because my time is so structured.
Like very structured, isn't it? Yeah.
Very structured and by the minute. So if I'm going to the gym, for instance, I'm up at 5:15, leave at 5:45. I'm on the gym floor at 6, and then I can stay in the gym till 7:15. Then I've got 7:15 till 7:30 to have a shower and whatever. Set off at 7:30, get to work for 8, 8:15, and then I wait till I'm in about 1-ish, and then obviously finish work. So everything's just on. But even when I'm in work, when I'm MOTing cars or doing jobs, I'm always clock watching because they have to be done at a certain time. Like when you're MOTing a car's takes 45 minutes. So I can't go over that because if I go over the 45 minutes, then I'm going to go into the next MOT time.
But do you not have like a 5-minute break in between each one, or is it straight from the 45 minutes straight to the next one?
Straight to the next. So it's 8:30, 9:15, 10 o'clock, 10:45, 11:30, and then same in the afternoon.
And then 11:30, you have your lunch break, I'm guessing.
So from the 11:30 one, you normally finish around 12:15. I'll try and finish my dinner, and then you set off again at 1:30.
Non-stop, 45 minutes, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, but sometimes like I'm doing jobs.
Not always MOTs, obviously, yeah.
Yeah. So everything's so on time.
Have you ever like messed around with the car? Like obviously you're doing your job or whatever. I call it mess around, but you did something to a car and then you're like, fuck, where do I put that piece? Like, because you maybe weren't paying attention for a little bit, which could have like fucked up like a really expensive car.
Oh yeah, you're always in that position, but if you took it off, then you're going to find where it goes.
So you always just find a way to sort it out.
Yeah, your mechanics, you find a way around it, don't you? But there is times where you got 200 bolts on floor and then you start putting it all back together and you've got, I don't know, say you've got 5 bolts left, you're thinking, shit, where's that going? Then you'll see a bracket behind somewhere, what you couldn't see from the position you was like stood in. And then you'll look from a different position and you'll see that 2 go in there and then you'll look for the other side and then, do you know what I mean? So you find it, just takes time.
It's just mad how different a job like that is compared to like someone who's just behind a computer working like that. You know what I mean?
You know, for instance, like you, sorry to interrupt, it's your internet.
Right, stop interrupting me.
No, but do you know, for instance, like you, you'll get up, you just type on your computer, you can go on websites, you can do stuff, whatever you do. Whereas me, when I do a job, I put it back together and it's not even entered my head. I've just done it.
Because it's automated now, isn't it?
It's automated.
You just go did it.
Yeah, so you just chuck it back together. It's easy.
I remember watching, you know, Jordan Belfort, The Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
He's got a a selling system called the straight line persuasion system. And he talked about what you just talked about. And he basically said there's like 6 different layers to learning something. So the first time you do something, you're unconsciously incompetent, which means you have no idea that you're not good at something. And then once you start learning it, you're consciously incompetent. So you're aware that you're shit at something. So for example, when you first started becoming a mechanic, you're aware that you're shit at it, but you grow it. Yeah. Then you become consciously competent. And that's where you have to really have your focus there and your attention to make it work. And then you become unconsciously competent, where you don't even need to think about it. You just do it, done, on to the next one. So it sounds like that's what you're up to now.
Yeah, they say there's another saying as well that the
10,000 hour rule. That one.
Yeah, I've done the 10,000 hours. Easy.
That's what it is then.
Just like you with your stuff.
Yeah, the more you do anything, the better you get at it. And then especially if you're doing like the same tasks, you're going to get sick at it. You're going to become like the top 1% of people on the planet who can do that job so well. You know what I mean?
That's
interesting.
Aim. That's the aim, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's what's so interesting about like learning something new. Like you can learn you got all this time on this planet to learn all these different skills and improve like what you do. That's why I think it's so good to like find something you really enjoy doing, like a hobby, and then getting really good at it. Like for example, for me, I love calisthenics, so I've really, especially during lockdown, I've really started like learning about like the ins and outs of it and stuff like that. And it's fun, man, because you know you're not only having fun, but you're progressing. It's like a skill you're improving. It's cool.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Same with your mechanic stuff. Same with what you've been doing, the jogging, man, trying to beat that 25-minute time each time. It's good.
And even with the small things, like you know how bad I am on computers. I'm not amazing on computers, but when we started the podcast stuff and you start using it and seeing different ways and thinking, I can't do that. But then you spend a bit of time and whereas normally I'd just close the laptop, I'm not doing that, I can't do that shit. Because they had the time and I wanted to do it, you find a way. I honestly believe, and on that, anyone can do anything. Anything. If you want to do it and you're willing to work hard and you're determined and motivated and you've got a bit of graft in you, I think you can do anything.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, someone like, say, for example, you look at someone who does calisthenics who can do like the human flag where they just hold themselves like that. At one point, they couldn't fucking do that, but then they practiced it every single day and their body got used to doing it and then they did it. It just takes training with everything, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like there's some people who struggle to do push-ups and they think to themselves, I can never do a push-up. Like the amount of people I've talked to who say, I can never do a push-up. But if they were to just practice that just a little bit every single day, they'd effortlessly be able to do push-ups. Man, same with you during lockdown. You started doing stuff on the computers. Now you're editing videos, you're making banners, you're doing video intros. You know what I mean? Like you smashed it. You've learned loads of new skills that you can use online to build our podcast.
I know, but not only that, I can do stuff what I've done for the podcast for the garage.
The garage as well, yeah. Have you started working on stuff for that, or is that what you plan on doing?
No, I'm just going to leave that for now. I'll give it 6 months or so and then see where I'm up to.
Oh, cool.
But 6 months, let's see where we're up to with the podcast, because we're having downloads in America.
How many downloads you got in America now?
And I don't know, like 30 or something, but how mad's that?
That's cool, that.
I honestly think that is bonkers. Having downloads in America, this is what I'm saying about the internet. It's so powerful and there's so many people out there. And if people just want to listen to two normal lads just chat shit and talk about the day and what's going on in the world, this is the perfect place to be.
Yeah, I know. I agree completely. But you know what's mad about, especially Americans, yeah? I've found that, I don't know if it's just my accent or just English people in general, a lot of Americans can't understand us, man.
Yeah, they can't understand us, but they love the accent.
Oh, they love the accent. They fucking love the accent.
Yeah, like they don't understand us, but they'll always say, "Oh, I love your accent. I love your accent."
But I don't get that, because if I was to listen to any American, it doesn't matter if they've got a proper Southern accent, like from Texas or something. I hope I've got that right. I can understand them like easily. So I don't understand when they say to us, I don't understand what you're saying, you're talking too quickly, because it's just English, isn't it?
Yeah, but the English accent's funny, because if you go to well, I know Scotland's not England, but if you go from Scotland straight down to the bottom, there's so many languages in between. Like, look at you live 15, 20 mile away from me, and your accent's totally different. So you've got Scouse, then you've got Manx, and then you've got Wiganers, who are like in between. Then you've got Birmingham, Brummies, and then you've got like people from Leeds. I think it's mad, all the accents. So I understand why they don't understand us.
What do you think? Yeah, but then same in America, man. Like, if you hear a New Yorker talk versus someone from Texas, it's a completely different accent.
It's completely different, but they're not Scousers spitting on microphone, are they?
Man, I don't care what anyone says. Yeah, the Scouse accent is one of the best accents, okay? But one of the worst accents, I'm just going to be honest. I like the accent, but I've just got to put my hands up and say it's the Birmingham accent.
Yeah, it's a shock.
I'm from Birmingham.
Yeah, it is. But Leeds is similar.
You reckon?
Leeds is similar, and Wigan's atrocious. Like, I'm from very close to Wigan, but honestly, when I hear a proper strong Wigan accent, I think, oh, that's horrible, that. Honestly.
Man, you know what we need to do again, by the way? Go on a night out in Wigan. I didn't realise how sick the nights out are in Wigan until I went with you. That night out was such a good night. How much fun was that night?
It was a good night out. It used to be good. That's where we used to go all the time when we was younger.
Is it?
Yeah, from the age of 18 to 21. That's where we used to be all the time. Wigan, Bolton, all places like that.
I never knew Wigan was a little bit like Liverpool in that way, how all the clubs are like...
No. It's just one street, innit? King Street, I think it is.
That's sick. It's like when you're on holiday in like Maga or something.
We had a good night though, didn't we?
Yeah, it's good night.
I went home on my own.
I needed a ladder to get with the girl that I was getting with.
You needed what?
A ladder.
How funny the day after though, when you stood at my front door.
Fuck you now, talking to that guy. He must have thought, what mess are you?
Still in your suit.
Fuck are you?
Still in your suit as well.
I was walking around, in the blistering hot sun. My phone was off. Didn't know where the hell I was going after that night. And I needed I needed a shit, man. And I was just walking through the park. I saw mums walking their kids. And there's me in a suit with my shirt open, looking like a fucking scruff.
Fucking hell, good times. I wonder how long it'll be till we can get a proper night in like that again.
I mean, man, it doesn't matter. Saturday, July 11th. Is that when it is? Oh, that's the night, man. That's the night.
I'm nervous for you.
I'm going to get smashed. I'm
nervous for you though, because you've not had a drink for a while, and I know what you like when you've had 2 cans of Strongboy. Like, oh.
But I think are we going to do like a day drinking session, or are we going to pace ourselves and just start in the night?
I don't know. It's a funny one, isn't it? Because it's on so late. Let's see how we feel, because if we start that early, we're just going to kill ourselves, aren't we?
We are, unless we had like a little nap during the day or something, like a little siesta.
Yeah, let's see. We'll get it sorted though. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, I can't wait, man. Can't wait. That's such a fucking good card as well.
Oh, yeah. We're not going to talk about that though. We'll save it. 1 second. I've just unbuttoned my pants by accident.
Oh, it's that end of day unbutton.
Oh,
The
it's
end of
that
day.
like when you've had a big meal in it. That's a good feeling.
Oh, there's nothing better. There's nothing better.
Right, so I've left this podcast up to you because I've been back in work and stuff. So what have you got for me?
You know what makes me laugh? I've noticed some more stuff that you do.
Go on. I've
You
noticed
see,
loads of yours.
when you
Wait, let me pause you. Pause.
all right, go on.
What's funny about this now is I was on the phone to somebody the other day who
Yeah.
watches this, and I
Okay.
said the thing when I end the phone call. I'll get you a
Okay.
text in a bit, and they started laughing, and I was like, for fuck's sake! So
No
don't call
way,
me.
that's
Yeah,
so funny.
so don't
That is
call.
fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
Who
so
was that? Or do you not want to say their name?
no, it was Dean.
Oh, was it Dean?
Yeah, he just started giggling, and I was like, bastard.
Did he not realise that you did that?
I don't know, but I do normally send the text. I just don't bother with you because you don't
I've never
text
received
back.
that text before. I've never received. But you know what else you do? When the conversation's coming to an end, on this podcast at least, when the conversation's coming to an end, and you don't know what you're going to say next, this is your go-to thing. So what have you got for me, Zach? What's new? What's new, Zach?
No, I've only done it twice.
I swear to God, yeah, I will do a compilation video of every time you've done that.
Is
You
that
know,
what we're gonna do?
the conversation ends, one of us finishes telling a story or whatever, and you're like, so what's new, Zach? What's new? What have you got for me? Let me think. I don't even know how to answer that question, but I do have something for you, yeah.
No, listen, I'm joking. I've got loads for us.
No, but I've got something funny I wanted to talk about anyway. So,
Right.
you know, now that Liverpool have won the Premier League,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, this situation doesn't really occur because we're on lockdown right now. But when a situation like this happens, like, for example, when Liverpool win the Champions League or when something happens with United or an English football club, and you're in a situation with other big football fans, yeah, who you don't really know that well,
Yeah.
and they start fucking talking to you about football, thinking that you're a massive football fan, and you can't say to them, no, I'm not, I want to watch football. What I do, yeah, is I just nod my head along. I'm like, yeah. And then they ask me all these fucking questions. Oh, what do you think about that transfer with that guy? I'm like to myself, I don't know, because I've already dug my hole. They already think I'm a football fan. So I'm like, what do you think? And they're like, you know what? I think, and then they just go on this tangent, and I'm just nodding. I'm like, you know what? I fucking completely agree with you. I completely agree. Because normally, yeah, when people talking about football, they're just arguing back and forth. So when they talk to someone like me who doesn't know anything about football, and they're just agreeing with
So are
everything.
you saying you've had this conversation with somebody?
Oh man, I've had that conversation so many times.
Yeah, you
That
just
like,
pretend, don't you?
man, I went to Carter's football match, yeah. And I was talking to one of the coaches just before all the little 6-year-olds went off and played football.
Yeah.
And he was talking to me about Man United and how they're going to come back. And Ferguson was just, he was an amazing manager. And I was just nodding my head. I'm like, yeah, they're definitely going to come back. Then he starts talking to me about all these
I can imagine, yeah.
I'm fucking freezing cold. He keeps on going on about all this football. I'm like, yeah, definitely. And then he's like, what do you think about the new team? What do you think about all the players? And honest to God, all I'm thinking to myself is the only players that I know from Liverpool, and they don't even fucking play for Liverpool anymore, are Steven Gerrard and Michael Owen.
I bet you said to him, no, it's good, innit? They've got Ole Gunnar Solskjaer back up front.
Well, I didn't know what to say. You just got to nod, and then you've got to kind of gauge how when someone's talking to you and you've got no idea what they're talking about, but you don't want to say that to them. You've got to kind of gauge their reactions and their energy to kind of dictate what your response is going to be.
Yeah, I think I just telling me, I don't know. I've no idea what you're on about. I've come close to some, like, I had a conversation. In fact, this was in work the other day. I had a conversation with a customer, and he was like stood at the door, and he started talking to me, but I missed the first bit of the conversation.
Oh no!
But do you know when you miss the first bit and you think it's okay, like I'll be able to reel it in and get what he's saying from the conversation and where it's going. Honestly, 5 minutes later, I didn't have a fucking clue what he's talking about.
That's what I mean. You can't jump in 5 minutes later, can you?
And then I think he ended by going, yeah, and like laughed, and I just went, yeah. And I don't even know if I should have said yeah, but I didn't have a clue what he was talking about.
Oh, it's horrible when you're in that situation. Have you ever done that though? and they've asked you a question that isn't a yes or no question. They've asked you like what day of the week it is, and you're like, oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, it's so awkward. And they're like,
Oh, it's so awkward.
they're like, well, you didn't hear me, did you?
Oh, the worst one is when you say what to someone because you didn't hear them the first time, and then they tell you again. You're like, say that again, and then you don't hear them the third time. But if you say what again, it looks like you're fucking. It looks like you're a monk.
But sometimes I think because you're trying to concentrate so much on what they're saying, you forget that you're meant to even be listening because you're trying to think what they just said, and then they're saying it again, and you're like, what? And before you know it, they've said it twice, and you don't have a fucking clue what they're saying.
Or do you ever like introduce yourself? You know what a good little technique is? When you meet someone for the first time and they tell you their name, I found that I always forgot their name until I started doing this. So they're like, hey, what's up? My name's Zach. And they say, oh, what's up? My name's John. So use their name as soon as you hear their name in the first few sentences of the conversation. So say we meet for the first time. I'm like, hey, what's up, man? I'm Zach. And you're like, hey, what's up? I'm Richard. I'll be like, oh, how's it going today, Richard? You all right?
I've noticed you do that. I've heard you do that before.
Yeah, and then it sticks in your head, the name, and the next time you see the person, the name just pops up.
Clever.
Yeah, it works, man. It's really good.
Yeah, but you're the most sociable person ever, and I'm miserable. I don't talk to people. Like when we've been on holiday, you're just out venturing and talking to different people and know all these different people. If I'm on holiday and I think someone's going to try and talk to me and attach themselves to me, I'll just swerve them, me.
See, I like being sociable with everyone, but I'm also like very cautious of their time. Do you know what I mean? And my time, obviously, but their time, because I would never want to be known as that guy who's like overstays their welcome when you're talking to someone. There's some people who you'll talk to and they just don't have that social like IQ, you know what I mean? And they'll just continue talking to you, even when you're just being like, yeah, sounds, and they'll just go on and on. You know what I'm saying? I can't
It's a strange thing, though, isn't it? Because socially, you never taught how to make friends, or you never taught how to speak to people, or so it's just something you learn through life, innit? But a lot of people, I still get customers who come in the garage and I'll speak to other people in different areas and whatever, and you'll speak to them and you'll know that they're really nervous. But then when they hear me talk to them, oh, hi, bud, you okay? How's your day going? Whatever. Then you see them like come down and sort of get into it. But a guy picked I feel like I'm talking about work loads.
Oh, go on.
A guy picked his car up the other day from the garage and he was probably about 22-ish. But when he walked in, he was proper nervous. You know, like when someone's that nervous, they like don't even want to look at you. And I said, hi mate, what car is it? He told me what car it was. I said, are you paying cash or card? And he said card, and he's like dead nervous with his card, passing his card through. And it's people like that you never taught how to socialise after school. Do you know what I mean?
No.
I think in school there needs to be another education of how to socialise.
Yeah,
and how to hold a conversation with somebody.
Yeah.
Because there's just nothing like that. And it's only going to get worse with the internet and stuff. Because all these kids now, you've got 8-year-olds on iPhones and like they're all in school, but they're not going out playing and they're just talking to each other through the laptops and their iPads. But I think there's going to be like, there needs to be some sort of education where it's going to help them socially and how to keep conversations and how to build like rapport with people. Because it's not taught that. You just, I don't know, just end up gaining it through life, because I can talk to people now a lot better than I could when I was 20-year-old here. But you only get better by building yourself and the years going by and learning how to do it.
Yeah, like putting yourself in situations like that where you have to kind of, where there's that awkward silence, you just train yourself to say the first. What I do, I just train myself to say the first thing that comes to my head. Like no matter how silly it is. I think a lot of the time people are worried about what they're going to say, and so they don't say anything, and then that's what makes them nervous.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is, isn't it? Yeah. People are thinking and like,
oh, what are they going to think if I say that?
Yeah, people are thinking and second guessing what they're going to say, and they just don't say anything, and then it makes it 10 times worse, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it happens and then all the time.
You can feel the energy, then the awkward energy.
Yeah.
There's a really good saying: people don't remember what you said; they remember how you made them feel.
Wow.
So when you're like going in there, it doesn't matter what you say. Like a lot of the shit that I say is just just nothing. It's just fucking
Mumble.
just blur, just verbal vomit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's the energy, just like a good energy. That's what people remember.
Yeah,
It's not the words.
Yeah, it goes a long way, that, doesn't it?
Yeah, but man, like, why is certain people? Why have they got that social anxiety? Like, did something happen when they were younger, where maybe a bully made fun of them, and then that just stuck with them? Do you know what I mean? Like, why is some people more outgoing and some people have got that social anxiety?
I don't know. It's because you just never talk. Like, for instance, have you always been like this? How old was you when I met you? Like 18, 19.
Was I 18? That's mad.
18 and 19. Have you always been this confident with talking to people?
No, not at all, man.
So
not at all. I used to be so shy when I was younger.
So when do you think like everything just slotted in and you think you would turn confident and you talk to anyone and you're dead sociable? Because you're literally, like when we've been on holidays and wherever, everyone will be sat at a restaurant, we'll be sat at a table, and you'll just stand up and go and walk to like random tables. I know they're not random and you've passed them by in other places, but I'd never do that, me.
I think you know what it is. I remember when I was younger. I used to be shy, and I always thought to myself, I don't want to be that guy who's the shy one. I want to be the one who's sociable, who's like the life of the party. And I kind of had this in my head, like I want to work on that. And I knew it was going to be hard, so I'd continuously put myself in situations where I had to talk to people, and I was nervous, but I just did it anyway. And I think me doing that over and over again just naturally made me be able to just go and talk to someone and do that. Even like to this day, like I want to always put myself in situations where I'm nervous to do it, because it makes you grow, doesn't it? When you do stuff like that, a lot of people want to stay in their comfort zone. That's what's so bad about the internet. They want to stay in the comfort zone, so they just check Facebook or Instagram all day long, and they get those highs from those likes and comments. But then when they're outside, they don't know how to hold a conversation.
Yeah, it's not real, is it? The Instagram,
not real.
No.
But when I like back in the day when I started doing that's like, I think that's why like I can talk to people and stuff like that. But you're great at talking to people, man.
Yeah, I know, but it's took me. I've always been good with talking to people, but it's took me. I can strike conversations with people, no problems, and I couldn't always do that. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it's just
I'd probably second guess. Like, say when I was 18, 19, like I talk to people all the time now. Like I went to the supermarket before on the way home, and I just got talking to this woman. Whereas I'd never do that. I'd always just avoid it. But like you said, you was doing it. It was like, it was uncomfortable, so you did it. But that's another saying. We're throwing some sayings out. I think it's something like, put yourself in the uncomfortable to become comfortable.
Yeah.
And that's what you've got to do, innit? But I just feel sorry for these kids, me, who are not surrounded by sociable people, and they just like, they just get stuck inside, don't they? You know, like there's a person in there and they're trapped and they just can't. I don't know. It's a strange conversation, isn't it? Like, to me, it's so easy. Like, I just interrupt you because I want to talk. But to me, it's so easy because we're sociable. We talk to each other. We talk to anybody else. But to other people, they're so nervous to just talk to anybody.
Yeah,
mad, really, isn't it?
I think I've read somewhere people. Oh, where did I read this? I'm probably going to get this completely wrong, but 60% of people would rather die than stand up and give a talk in front of people.
Yeah, I must say I'm not into that.
I mean, no, I understand that, but it just goes. It just goes back.
Die though. Fucking hell.
I know, yeah. Like, it just goes back to this thing of people are so inside their heads and like worried about what people will think about what they're going to say, or if they just freeze or something like that. But the only way I feel anyway, to get over stuff like that is by just putting yourself in situations where you feel like that and just to do it anyway, every single time.
But I think I'm like that because I was a shit reader in school, right? Not dumb or anything, but I'm just not a very good reader out loud. Because to me, reading a book in your head and you can just glance and you know what the words are, and then actually saying the words and reading them, it become a bit complicated for me. And I remember having to stand up and read a paragraph or read a page in school. Oh. And like, it just, and I just couldn't get anything out. And honestly, I think it proper stuck in my head, that. So when I think about standing up and speaking in front of people now, I think, oh shit, I don't like this.
Oh shit, because of that, because it's in school. Like that specific moment, or did that happen a few times?
No, I think that specific moment.
That's mad.
Mm.
That's fucking mad, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? Because it just sticks in your head. And I still, like, if like I was with you now and you said read a book but read it out loud in front of me, I won't like it.
See, it's mad, isn't it? Things that happen to you when you're younger, and maybe you get a bit nervous about, those are the things that stick with you and make you like maybe a certain way when you have to read a book when you're older or something like that. It's just mad when you think about it. But all those little things, like, people experience life in different way, don't they? So maybe the guy who came to your garage, maybe something like that happened with him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Definitely.
When he was talking to someone, and that's why he's like nervous and won't look you in the eye or anything like that. But again, it's just, you're aware of that, so you can put yourself in situations where you can say, right, I'm going to fucking read this book in front of people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I won't be doing that. Or
I know.
Or I'll just start another podcast where I just read a book.
Bedtime stories with Richard Ratcliffe. Fucking hell, bedtime stories.
It's better than this.
Oh, fucking hell, man. How bad is that? But no, I think the thing is, it's not about not being nervous. Like, with any of this stuff, it's about being nervous and doing it anyway.
Just getting through it, get to the other side.
Look at this podcast, man. Fucking self-help 101, you know what I'm saying?
Geez.
We do it all in a Commonsenseless podcast.
We just flick the cameras on and roll with no plan or
roll
anything.
With it,
so I have got some stuff. Do you want me to give you some stuff?
Go. I actually had one more thing that I wanted to say.
Go on.
On a completely different note. I don't know if I should say this. All right, I'm going to say it. Fuck it. Anyone who is a part of my family, stop watching this video right now and don't listen. Anyone who's not, continue and put the volume louder. How fucking horrible is it, yeah? Oh, I don't know if I should say this. Fuck it. How fucking horrible is it, yeah? When you have no one. No, I'm big to know. How fucking horrible is it, yeah? When you're having a fucking wank and you're about to get to that point, you know, the climax, and the fucking video changes from the woman in the perfect position to the fucking guy's face. Oh my God, why the fucking hell did the cameraman even record the guys? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I don't get it.
You fucked up.
Why?
Because watching Porn 101, you need to put POV.
POV? Point of view. I don't like it, you know.
What? You'd rather see a big man smashing a bird?
No, because I like seeing like the outside view. I don't like. I like seeing the outside view. Man, I can't believe we've just gone from like a self-help seminar.
I know,
to
Jesus.
Porn.
Fucking hell. Well, we best stop this conversation in case someone watches, aren't we?
Yeah. It's all right. We only got 20 subscribers. It sounds
22, brother.
And the Americans can't understand us, so it's all good. So maybe like 3 people see that.
Listen, or podcast, you can talk about whatever the fuck you want. We just need to get it where we can block our family from watching it. My mum won't watch it. My mum won't watch it now. She said I swear too much.
Is that what she said?
Yeah, but I do.
Was she listening to the first couple?
She watched like the first, I don't know, did she watch 1 or 2 or something? And she said I swear too much. She can't watch it.
Oh no.
Never heard me swear, has she?
Shit, because you know what's mad? Especially when we talk to each other, I've noticed I swear a hell of a lot more. I don't know, it just comes out, just swear. But when I'm around your mum, I make sure, I hope I've never swore in front of her. I try not to swear, you know what I'm saying? Because I know she doesn't like swearing. But yeah, on the podcast, we swear like I was just about to say so fucking much. I said it anyway. We swear so much, don't we? Yeah. So when your mum listens to that, she must have liked it.
Yeah, I know. And she was like, effing this and effing that. See if you can say a sentence without saying effing.
What about your dad? Has your dad seen it?
Yeah, he's got to sit on lawnmower anywhere he cuts his grass.
Yeah.
And he puts it on his headphones and has a listen, but he's not bothered, is it?
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah. What was I going to say then?
You were going to say something that you had planned? I said my porn bit, so I'm good.
Is that like the full planning you've done?
Man, do you want to see my notes? I said, funny, I've got a little note things because you've been doing stuff. So I thought, you know what? Every single time I have an idea for the podcast, what I'll do is I'll just have a little note section on my iPhone and write it down. So the title is Funny Podcast Talks. And then I've got bullet points. Mention having mention having a wank and it turning to the guy's face. And then the second one is mention talking to a huge football fan and acting like you are.
Oh, that's good though. That is good.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, I
easy,
thought
innit?
you'd
Just
like
write
that.
little notes down.
I thought because they were funny, so. Well,
yeah,
I thought.
that's it's so funny when we cross paths. Do you know what? Right, I'm being deadly serious now.
Go on.
What we're doing here, it's not easy. Like, it's easy for us, but it's not actually easy. Now,
You mean like talking off the cuff type of thing?
not only that, but talking over Zoom like this, doing a podcast like this. If me and you did a podcast in a studio and we had mics and we had a producer, it'd be so much easier because you're there and you can see the how you're reacting and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll give you a prime example of this. Do you know The Fighter and the Kid?
Yeah.
Brendan Schaub and Brian Callen, they've got the podcast. So they've still been touring, doing comedy tours around America, and they've just been to Texas. Anyway, they normally do a podcast every Monday and every Wednesday, so it comes out on Tuesday and Thursday. So was it this morning I checked for the podcast and I was like, that's weird. Wednesday's podcast hasn't updated. It's not come on my phone. So anyway, when I was on my own, I checked again and it come back on. So it come back on and they both got coronavirus. So they couldn't go and they both got coronavirus. They got it from Texas.
No.
Yeah, honestly, they both got coronavirus.
Like bad or just symptoms?
No, no, they both tested positive, but they're not suffering or anything yet, or fingers crossed they don't suffer. So they did a podcast today on Zoom like this.
Yeah.
And it was fucking horrific.
No.
It was horrific, Zach. They're both talking like this. You could tell they hadn't planned anything, and I'm guessing they never normally plan anything because they've got producers that bring up what's going on in the news and stuff. And it was terrible. There were so many awkward little snippets, and where you knew they'd run out, they'd both come to a dead end, and then another one would just spin off and say something totally different.
No.
Yeah, so I think if we did get in a studio and we had like
even easier.
Yeah, because you're like face to face, aren't you? It's back to the whole thing about talking to people when you're in front of somebody. Like sometimes I'm waiting for you to answer because of the internet and
thinking, I get that.
And I'm thinking, did he hear that? Or you might think, is he heard what I just said? Whereas when you're there together, and it just shows you. But honestly, you'll have to check it out because it was pretty horrific.
Shit, that's mad, isn't it? Because they've normally got really good chemistry in person, don't they?
Yeah, they really have.
So listen, whoever's fucking watching this right now, we are going to be good competition for the fucking Fighter and the Kid, right? The Commonsenseless Podcast. Stay tuned, like, subscribe, comment.
I like it. You're getting good at that. Zach, go!
Yeah! Man, can I just do one sec? Can I just turn the oven lower because I think my chicken's burning?
Yeah, go for it.
You're going to have to talk to the camera. Go on.
No, I'm just going to share my screen and bring some bits up. This is what we do. We just roll. No planning. Podcast. Roll it out. Chat shit.
Go on. What have you got for me?
Bloody hell, I've just seen this on my phone. Juventus are currently the favourites to sign Lionel Messi. That means Ronaldo and Messi will be on the same fucking team.
No fucking way. Wait, is Messi set to move?
Yeah, he's fell out with Barcelona apparently.
Why?
Not sure.
Oh my fucking God.
How crazy is that?
You reckon like that would be good for the team, or because two of the best players in the world are on the same team, they'll want to like show off? You know what I mean? Will they play as a team or individual?
No, I think because they're so high level and they'll be in competition with each other, it'll make the team be better.
Shit, that would be mad, wouldn't it?
Imagine that team on FIFA. Fucking hell.
Fucking hell.
I know.
Everyone would go Juventus, wouldn't they?
Yeah, they certainly would. Right,
who does Mbappe play for?
PSG. So there's Mbappe now, Neymar at PSG.
Imagine they were at Juventus.
Imagine they all just go Juventus. They'll have 7 up front.
That's like the Wales 11, you know, on FIFA, Wales 11.
Yeah.
What have you got for me?
What I forgot for you? So you know Leicester, they're in lockdown.
Oh, yeah, I've heard, man. I've
You know
heard.
that. And this is the big one. Pubs are opening tomorrow. And
Yeah.
when I said that it's going to be like caged animals being released, the pubs can open from 6 a.m.
Fucking hell, man.
So in 12 hours, it's 6 o'clock now. So in 12 hours, the pubs will be open, some of them. And I bet there's people there drinking in the pubs.
Oh, 100%.
I think it's going to be absolutely bonkers.
I mean, I can understand why people want to go there and get smashed, but it's still fucking dangerous to do that, especially in a pub.
I know.
In an enclosed like space.
But we've touched on this before. When people are like getting to the tipsy point or getting pissed,
Yeah, you just forget. All goes out the window.
It's all going to go out the window. Do you know what I'm going to do tomorrow night? I'm going to jump in the car about 10 o'clock maybe. Yeah, probably 10 o'clock, and I'm going to drive around a few like town centres, and I'm just going to look at all the piss heads and look at all the havoc.
Are you actually going to do that?
Yeah, I am. I'm going to do it.
Man, that would be mad.
I want to see.
So many people will just be out, just getting smart. Especially now that Liverpool have won the Premier League, I reckon it'll be mad in Liverpool anyway.
Oh, Liverpool,
you know what I mean?
Booming. Why don't you jump in the car and go and have a look?
I mean, I might do, but then you might get some like dickheads or something. You know what I mean? I might throw like stones at the car.
Fucking hell, Zach! It's not that bad out there.
No, but I don't know. It's just going to be one of the.
I know what throw stones at the car. What are you on about?
I don't know. Like little 10-year-olds bullying me, throwing stones at the car.
So I thought we'll do a bit of a new section. Oh, have you seen this? So I'm just got everybody that's watching. I'm just going to go on Twitter and see what's happening.
Khabib's dad.
Khabib's dad's died.
Ah, shit, man.
How bad's that?
Khabib said he was starting to do a little bit better or something. He was coronavirus free, I heard.
Yeah, I don't know, but apparently his dad's passed away. Yeah, it's not good. Definitely not good.
Man. So many people look up to him.
I know. Yeah, he's like, for the culture of Russian MMA, he's like the big name there, isn't he?
Yeah, like even Javier Mendez, you know, like when he corners Khabib with his dad, you can tell how much Javier looks up to him. That's mad.
I know, it's crazy.
That's sad, man.
But it's going to have an effect on Khabib now, because I don't think he'll fight again now, mate.
Do you not think?
No, I don't. Because he always talks about father, and they're all dead family orientated and dead close, aren't they? I don't think he will. And the last fight Khabib had was against Dustin Poirier in Abu Dhabi, and his dad was there. So I'm thinking he might think to himself, well, my dad was there at the last one, so that's it, I'm done.
I wouldn't be surprised, man. And you know, if he did that, a perfect career, isn't it?
Yeah, so there's a chance of that, that's for sure. Should we look at the COVID-19 stuff?
What's that about Boris not taking the knee? Or is that just like a joke on Game of Thrones? Oh, man, I finished Game of Thrones, by the way.
Have you finished?
Finished it.
Tell me about the ending.
You know what? Everyone was going mad about it. I thought the fucking... is her name Daenerys, the blonde one, the queen? I thought she would have won the whole thing, become the queen in the Game of Thrones, but she didn't. She fucking died. I thought the ending was great.
Yeah, the ending wasn't too bad, but do you not think Jon should have been the king?
I get that. Yeah, it's annoying how he didn't become the king, but
he's gone all that way.
I know, but I love how even though he gets sent back to the Men of the Night's Watch or whatever, his ginger mate is there, just smiling, just waiting for him. So he's got his mate there. Do you know what I mean? I just thought it was like a perfect ending. The way everyone was going on about it when it finished, like everyone going crazy, like I thought like one of the baddies would have won the war, but it ended good, I think.
Yeah, I mean, there could have been worse endings, but there could have been better endings. Jon should have just been able to run the world after that.
Oh, fucking Jon, man. I love Jon.
He's the man, innit?
He's the man. Jon Snow. You know nothing, Jon Snow.
Jon Snow.
But you know what that means? Man, that means we can start a series at the same time now, then talk about it on the podcast.
Buzzing. Let's do it.
What's that about visitors to England?
They won't have to go in quarantine now.
Why?
I don't know, because they're just changing it all, aren't they?
Fucking hell, man. I think there's going to be another wave, mate.
Do you know what I read the other day? Oh, I meant
Go
to
on.
put this on. Do you know the WHO,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
World Health Organization?
yeah.
They put on the other day and said the worst is yet to come.
Yeah, is this what you showed me about another virus in China? Or is that something else?
No. This is about COVID-19, and they put the worst is yet to come.
Well, how is it going to get worse than it was? Because the second wave or like another strand of the virus?
I'd probably say a second wave. I'm trying to find it now. Scary though, that, isn't it?
That's mad. And have you also heard about like Donald Trump?
No, what's going on with Donald Trump? I know America's got it bad.
Yeah, well, apparently he's dealt with it awfully in America. And obviously the election's coming up and his approval ratings are like way down. Apparently his opponent, I think it's Joe Biden, apparently he's going to win. He's definitely going to become president from what I've heard. Yeah.
Yeah, because in America, I know in LA, they opened LA, Texas, a few of the states, they opened everything as normal, but they were just doing social distancing. So, but now they've had to close all the bars and restaurants again in LA because it's just spreading and in Tesco's.
I mean, of course it's going to spread. Like, it's not gone. It's still there.
Scary,
It started with one person. All it takes is another person in America to have it and then give it to other people if there's no lockdown.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it?
Same in England, same in wherever, Italy.
Crazy. But
What's the next thing, Ricky? What you got for me?
What have I got for you? One sec. Oh, they're on about gyms opening soon.
No.
Yeah, like I'm sure Boris has said gyms are going to open in the next couple of weeks.
What's
How
that
do
about
you
me?
feel about that?
I don't want them opening, man. No, that's just like an ad.
Job.
Oh. I don't want them opening, man.
Do you know? There we go. Look at that. That was good, wasn't it?
In a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
What would you go to the gym?
I don't know. I'd like to see what they're going to do. The only way they could open gyms is every machine in the gym, they've got to have a table next to it with hand sanitizer. And then they're going to have to employ extra cleaners to just clean everything all the time.
But man, think about how they're going to do that with friggin', like say for example, our gym with all the running machines in there.
I know.
With all the different, and people are sweating on it.
Yeah.
Like when they were first talking about all this different stuff on the news, me and you were going to the gym every day, like, oh, it's not a big deal, doesn't really fucking matter. But now, knowing what we know, it's fucking dangerous going to the gym now.
Yeah, because everyone's sweating in the same place.
And breathing
in the
heavy,
same
yeah.
place, breathing, dripping sweat, and then someone wipes it up and then you jump on it, grab the same. Think about weights.
Yeah, man, weights, yeah. Because you're all touching the same weights, using the same mats, the same machines.
Everything.
It's and then when you go to the pool, if someone spits in the pool, and then all of a sudden that spit comes to you, you just don't know, do you?
Do you know what? I never thought about that. Because you always do when you go underwater and like, or what I tend to
spit it out, don't you?
Yeah, or when I go underwater, I blow through my nose. So if I'm so if I'm blowing through my nose, there's got to be a couple of swimmers' bogies there, isn't there?
100%, man. And then you also piss in the pool, don't you?
No, that's only in Mexico. I do that. I've never pissed in the gym pool.
I
don't think.
What was I going to say? So, are you going to go to the gym then? What are you going to do if it reopens?
I don't know. I'd like to see if they actually do reopen because honestly, I think this weekend it's either going to go one way or the other.
Yeah.
Everyone will be out.
Yeah.
People will be thinking, I can't be bothered. I'll just go and buy a crate from shop.
Exactly, man. And it's 2 weeks away during this time is a long time. Like it takes is another little wave or something. And then all of a sudden everything's closed down again.
Yeah. So if they're saying the gyms are open in a couple of weeks, what could happen is everyone goes out in the pubs. The whole country is pissed. They're all hugging, cheering, thinking like, yes, we've come out the other side of it. Because this is what will happen when they've all had a few drinks. And then when they planned on opening the gyms, we might just get a rise in numbers. Yeah,
and then it'll just close down again. Because 2 weeks is like the time, isn't it? 2-3 weeks. But then what's going on with them? Well, that's what I've heard anyway. What's going on with the people that went like for the Black Lives Matter stuff?
Yeah.
Has there been a rise since then?
I don't know. You pull the numbers up on yours, or will it go slow?
I may have a little look.
I know. I've got an idea.
All right, I'll let you know.
What is it? Worldometer. Coronavirus. This is a live update thing. This.
How was the live update? Sweet.
Look at that, 11 million cases.
Fucking hell, man.
So 11 million cases, 6 million have recovered, and there's been 500,000 deaths. So does that mean another 3 or 4 million are still got it?
It looks that way, doesn't it?
Oh, here we go. Active cases.
Yeah. I mean, look at that though, man. Scroll up. Look, mild condition, 4.291 million. And obviously it's so bad, but the serious or critical is 57,000. Like the number of people who have it really, really bad.
Yeah, it's very, very low, isn't it?
Small percentage, isn't it?
This is the argument people are having. Like when I was listening to a podcast that was in America, there was all arguing saying that when they've worked it out with the Americans, it's something like 0.4% of people who've had it have died, which is such a small number. Obviously, one death's too many, but it's such a small number when people are having the businesses just turned upside down and closing and people losing the jobs. But I think it's the aftermath of this when people are losing the jobs and it's I don't know. It's going to take some recovery. I hope it doesn't. I hope things just slide back to normal and everyone can just carry on with the jobs and just carry on from where they left off. But I just think there's going to be
a backlash, isn't there?
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
Well, what's it like in your work? Has it just been business as usual, or is it a little bit slower?
No, busy, very busy.
There you go, man. Like some people who are at home, like customers, are just waiting to go and get their cars sorted, or just waiting to go for a night out and get smashed. Yeah. Was it you that told me yesterday about Las Iguanas closing, or Gemma?
Dean, wasn't it?
Or Dean. See, it's mad. Like, you know, these huge businesses, they mustn't have that much money in the bank if they're having to go bump after like 3-4 months.
No, it's the people at the top. Like you run your own businesses, so you're very aware that you want to keep the money in there. But for the people at the top that get cuts here and there and they can take money out, they're just rinsing companies dry.
Yeah.
So they're not leaving any money in it because it's a good, successful business and it's ticking over nicely and it's earning good money. They think to themselves, well, I'll take it while I can. And then they end up taking too much and getting too comfortable and just taking.
And then something like this happens. Yeah.
It just comes down. It's bad, isn't it, really?
It's mad. It's really bad.
But it is for all there'll be a lot of bars and restaurants that sort of work week by week and month by month with how they pay the bills and stuff. Like they might rely on a really busy Saturday night. And this is why bars do promotions, 2 for 1 and cocktails. Like 2 for 1 from 5 till 7 and things like that, because they're trying to get the money in, aren't they? It's a business at the end of the day. But I don't know. I think there's going to be a bit of an aftermath, and it's going to take some serious recovery. Is this the list? So USA are top, aren't they?
Wow, Brazil, but USA are miles ahead, aren't they?
Yeah, Jesus.
But you know what? Oh, new deaths, man. I haven't seen anything like this.
This is mad, isn't it?
Have you seen this before?
No. I think I went on this right at the beginning, and I think, where's the UK now? I think the UK had like 2,000 total deaths when I looked at this, and now they're on 44,000. But you know that 44,000?
Yeah.
It's not right, that.
What do you mean? You think it's more or
more because they've not been able to count people that are in like homes and stuff.
Yeah.
And I reckon there was old people's homes that ended up getting it, and then a few of them had passed away through COVID-19, and they just did something else on the death certificate. I don't know.
Fucking look, Peru's had no new cases.
I know someone else had no new cases though, didn't they?
But man, look at the population on the right, yeah? Look at the population in India. Like, fucking hell, man. Number 4. How the fuck are they going to keep that down? Can you see it?
That one?
1 billion. 380 million.
Jeez. Yeah, I know. I saw another headline the other day, and there was 80 people that had died that had been at a wedding, the same wedding.
Oh my fucking God, man.
And that was in India. Yeah, them numbers are bonkers, innit?
Yeah.
1 billion. Where's China?
Where's China? I was just about to say that. Scroll down. No way.
Where
Oh,
are
there they are. They're 22.
Look at them. 1.5 billion.
Oh my God. 5 new cases. Like, do you think? I think that's bullshit. You know.
Yeah, it's bullshit. But it definitely is bullshit. Somebody
How?
told me.
Go on.
Go on.
How are they keeping that place with over 1.4 billion people, and there's only 5 new cases, whereas in the UK it was a few hundred? Like, how is that even possible?
I don't believe it.
I don't.
Make
I think
sense,
it's like
does it?
I think it's a political game now
Hold on,
with a lot of
so
the countries.
China have only had 4,000 deaths.
Apparently.
Wow. And the UK have had like 50,000.
But man, look how many tests they've done.
90 million. They must be.
Oh,
Wow,
yeah.
who's that? Belgium. Look how many tests Belgium have done.
Wow. I mean, China have done well more.
Oh, right. Is that 1 million?
Yeah.
I thought it was a billion.
You know what we need to do? We need a compilation. I was thinking about this the other day. We need a compilation from each podcast video of all the times we've just acted like idiots, just so we have that as like a highlight video. So
Yeah,
this is the Commonsenseless. This is why it's called the Commonsenseless Podcast.
Yeah, we should do it in blocks of 10. So every 10
Fucking hell! Look at them.
I thought it was like 100 billion or something.
You know what? This is reminding me. I was going to say this. I want to be tested to see if I've had it. Do you not? Like, I want to know if I've had it or not.
Zach, you've not had it.
You want to know why I think I may have had it?
Go on.
Because I remember being in the gym beginning of the year and just talking to a bunch of people who I'd see every single day. And then all of a sudden, I wouldn't see them for a couple of weeks. And then they'd come back in the gym and be like, hey, what's touching the hand? Hey, what's up, man? How's it going? How come you haven't been in the gym in a while? It's like, you know what, man? I've not been well. Like, I've been the worst I've ever been in my entire life. And me not watching the news, I didn't even fucking realize. I'm like, oh, Stanley, you should feel better now. And I swear to God, like 2 or 3 other people said the same thing to me.
No way.
And I was talking to them and touching them.
You can get a
You know
test,
what I mean?
though. You can get an antibody test to see if you had it.
I've heard they're not that accurate, you know.
I don't know. I've no idea. Get one, though.
Can you just get it delivered to your home, or do you have to?
No, I think so. I'm not sure.
I'll do that, man. And also, while we're talking about that, I'm gonna sort out the DNA fit thing that we talked about. I'm gonna get that sorted for the next podcast.
And then once you've done that, I want to do that for sure.
You should definitely do it, man. Definitely.
Make a big difference just to know, won't it?
Yeah.
Don't go too much. We'll talk about it next time.
I'll give it a little sneak peek. Little sneak peek. So for anyone listening right now, what we're talking about, there's this test you can do from a company called DNA Fit. They're not our sponsors, but maybe soon if anyone from DNA Fit's listening.
Let's go.
You basically take like a swab test and ship it off to them. They ship it back with the results and tell you like what type of food you should be eating, what's good for your body type, and we'll leave it at that. I'm going to do it, and then Richard's going to do it.
I can't wait. I'm interested to see.
Yeah,
I hope mine says just eat chocolate all the time.
Man, you never know. We might say that.
Imagine. Jeez.
Imagine.
It's definitely not going to say that.
What are you having for tea tonight, anyway?
That was the most obvious one I've ever seen you do.
Because I can always tell when it's like the end of the podcast because the energy kind of slows down a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but we've been going hard here. How long have we done?
Fucking, am I chicken still in the oven, man?
How long have we done?
Did we start 5:15? No, we start earlier than that.
I don't know. It's been going a while now.
Yeah, it is, man.
I'm having turkey steak with rice, and I've got some garlic bread before. Listen, let's be honest, nobody's watching. There's probably 1 or 2 people that might have watched this far.
Yeah, us, our future selves.
Yeah, that's it. For now.
But you know what? When we got millions of subscribers, loads of people watching this bit.
They will.
Americans are going to be like, what the fuck did they just say?
Yeah. They'll all be confused, won't they? But
Yeah.
listen, bro, I won't let you make any awkward. What you have for tea now? So it's been a good one. We didn't plan it. We just roll with it. We went way over what I thought. If you got this far, thanks for watching. This is the Commonsenseless Podcast. Over and out.